Is there such a thing as an urban legend that isn't scary? Like, you see that house up there on that hill? Legend has it that an old woman lives there, and if you go up there to that house, she'll give you a cookie and tell you you're handsome. And you want to know something else? She really means it. Well, if I ever manage to find enough wholesome urban legends, I'll probably make a list about it one day. But for now, we're gonna stick to the types of urban legends that make The Exorcist seem like an episode of My Little Pony for today's list of top 10 scary St. Louis urban legends. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, make sure you stick around for the top 2 because I want to see how many of these guys you have actually heard of. And without taking any longer, let's get into it. Number 10. The LEMP Mansion. If you're some sort of beer nerd, you probably know about the LEMP Mansion. The LEMP family was one of the original kingpins when it came to making beer back at the beginning of the 20th century in America. They were wealthy, they lived in a huge mansion, and they seemed to have it all until one day their son was found dead. Over the next few decades, 5 LEMP family members would kill themselves. It's said that even with all their success, the family was cursed. The worst of these being the eldest LEMP son who shot his dog before shooting himself. Dude, what the hell? Leave the dog out of this. If this dude didn't put a bullet in his own head, John Wick would have kicked in the door and done it for him. Now the LEMP family mansion operates as a restaurant and tourist attraction. If you're ever feeling like you want to pee your bed while you're staying in St. Louis, you can also check into the LEMP mansion as a hotel. I think I'd rather take my chances with sleeping on the streets. Thank you very much. Number 9. The MOMO. We're not talking about that creepy chain letter that was sent around to all those kids, where some creepy face, where a disturbing face would tell today's youth to jump off of buildings. No, not that at all. But this one is equally as twisted. It just hasn't had the same amount of press. The Missouri MOMO is a 7-foot tall creature covered in head to toe with hair. Reports say that it has so much hair on its head you can't see its face, like some sort of emo kid who has taken the depressing bangs way too far. It's also said to have glowing orange eyes and 3-fingered toad-like hands and feet. Story from people who have encountered this ape-man said that it won't attack humans, but it will kill animals. One sighting said they saw a huge, hairy creature that looked like it was half man and half ape and was carrying a dead dog under its arm. Well, at least we know how we can find this thing now. Once John Wick is done double killing the ghost of the LEMP son who shot his dog, he can come back to our world and beat the hell out of this dog-killing Bigfoot knockoff. Number 8. Zombie Road. This sounds like a place you go to blow off steam after the zombie apocalypse happens. Like, hey, let's go down to Zombie Road and bash some of those slow walkers in with a baseball bat. Well, unfortunately, Zombie Road isn't a fun time for you and the boys. It's one of America's most haunted roads. This site is home to one of the biggest Native American burial mounds in all of North America. This is like a ghost metropolis. There's so many ghosts here that you have to pull a number before you scare anybody. It's said that the road is named after a serial killer who was dubbed the Zombie Killer. He would hide out in a cabin close to the road and find young lovers who are just looking for some privacy and then kill them. Dude, some people are just here trying to lose their virginities and you kill them? That's one of the rudest things I think I've ever heard. Apparently there is also a famous ghost which haunts these parts. Dalla Hamilton McGowan was a judge and winner of the Most Old-Timey Name Award. He was hit by a train one day, probably after buying mustache wax, and now his ghost floats around these parts. Number 7. The Jefferson Park Cemetery. We've always got to throw a cemetery or two on the list. It's where all the top shelf spooky stuff happens. The Jefferson Park Cemetery is home to a few famous ghosts. There's a little girl who's been seen walking from headstone to headstone, running her fingers along the top of them. People who have seen the phantom youngster say she's usually whistling a song. It's almost like she's playing in the cemetery, having a great time. There have also been sightings of 2 ghosts who appear in opposing Civil War uniforms. These 2 dueling death walkers pop up around sundown. Most of us here probably think they pop up and fight for eternity, but apparently they just tip their hat at one another and move on. I guess after being dead for over 100 years, it really helps you meditate on things. Also, I love the hat tip. I didn't realize ghosts have a black guy head nod. Number 6. The Exorcist house. For those of you who don't know the blockbuster hit The Exorcist, it was based on an actual demonic possession. It was a young boy named Roland Doe who decided to play with a Ouija board and then got possessed by a bunch of demons. When you buy a Ouija board, there should really be a warning on the side. Like, side effects include vomiting, screaming, scratches appearing on your body and face, demonic possession, renouncing Christ, erectile dysfunction, all those things. Now, Roland didn't get possessed in St. Louis, but his family went to seek help from other family members in St. Louis. You can still go visit the place. It said that when you walk into the home, it feels like something's wrong, like you can feel evil in the walls. There have been reports of people having vicious nightmares after leaving. Just go to Bali for vacation. Get drunk on a beach. Don't go somewhere where you might get possessed. Demonic possession is worse for your skin than sun damage. Number 5. The ALEXIUS Brothers Hospital. So the exorcism we were just talking about, well, the boy stayed in the house with his extended family, but the actual exorcism itself took place in the ALEXIUS Brothers Hospital. Could you imagine being in the hospital because you have a cold and in the bed next to you some guy's getting several demons exorcised out of his body? Like, can I move to another bed please? I'm having a really hard time sleeping with someone yelling in tongues and his vomit is splashing on me. It said after the demons were pulled out of Roland Doe's body, they shut down the room permanently, locking the door and never putting another patient inside it. Legend goes that when nurses would walk by the door, they would hear scratches and whispering. One doctor said he saw a pair of bloody eyes staring at him through the glass in the door. Unfortunately, if you ever wanted to check this urban legend to see if it holds up, you can't. They demolished the hospital. I think that's a good policy. If you ever find a ghost or demon in your home or establishment, just burn the whole thing to the ground. Start again. Number 4. The Devil's Wine Box. When first reading this thing, I thought it was gonna be a really good time. I mean, if anyone knows how to party, it's the devil. I'm sure his wine box is full of amazing ways to get wasted and make sure you make a bunch of choices you'll regret in the morning. But sadly, there's no such luck with this one. The Devil's Wine Box is an artifact that is supposed to have an insane level of bad mojo around it. The movie Drag Me to Hell is based on this little box of horrors. It can curse anyone who interacts with it, leading to possibly endless misfortune. It said that the current owner of the Devil's Wine Box brought it to the set of Drag Me to Hell while they were filming. On more than one occasion, lights short-circuited and exploded, and props burned to the ground. The owner offered it to anyone on set who would like to take it, but everyone was like, hell no! Like, yeah, why don't I borrow this live grenade with a loose-fitting pin while I'm at it? Number 3. The Bubbleheads. One of the creepiest ones of all time is the Bubbleheads. Up around Carico Road is a house that is far tucked away. Deep in the woods, there's a family that lives there that apparently kills anyone that gets too close. The urban legend behind the Bubblehead goes a few different ways. Some say that they were tested on by the government and then sent into the hills of Missouri as a way to hide them away from the public. Others say that years and years of inbreeding have caused them to become deformed and violent. That's why you should never date anyone who looks too much like you. No matter the case, you can definitely determine that they are very ugly. Apparently their heads are the size of inflated watermelons, and they have freakish strength. Basically, the hills have eyes. The moral of this story, don't go camping in Missouri. Not unless you want to end up being beat to death by someone who looks like they walked out of a Gushers commercial. Number 2. Molly Crenshaw. One of the most famous ghost stories in the St. Louis area. There's a few different renditions of this urban legend. One says she was a voodoo priestess back in the 1800s, who the villagers had hung after she was blamed for causing a bad crop with her witchcraft. Another where she would cast voodoo spells on people before she would murder them. But they all end the same way, with her putting a curse over her grave, threatening that anyone who touches her grave would die a horrible death. In the legend, it says that the villagers were so afraid of her that they chopped her body into quarters so that she could never rise again. That's the kind of respect I want to command in the afterlife. I want people to know that I'm so ruthless that they better dismember my corpse, or I'm gonna come back and take on revenge on everyone who blue shelled me in Mario Kart. For our number 1 that we have on our list of urban legends, you can actually read about this in the history books. It's about Emily Grant Hutchings. She was quite an accomplished author and avid spiritualist. One night she had a bunch of ladies over for a spiritualist girls night. You know, martinis, gossip, and of course a Ouija board. Well, while the ladies were trying to contact the other side, they apparently got in touch with the famous dead writer Mark Twain. He reached out to them because he died an unsatisfied man and still had a book to put out. And the reason he reached through the astral planes because he wanted Emily to ghostwrite a book for him. The legend goes that she spent the next few months writing down letter by letter every letter that Mark Twain's ghost signaled through the Ouija board. And the finalized book was Jap Heron, which was a massive flop. The people called the book unreadable. She was even sued by Mark Twain's family. I like to think that after the reviews came out, Mark Twain contacted Emily one more time to be like, hey, sorry about that. My mistake for ruining your image. I'm gonna go back to being dead. Well everyone, that's our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you know of some more urban legends, write them down in the comments below. Also, I'm gonna start reading out comments from you guys, so that gives you extra incentive to ask any questions you might have. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. And check out Most Amazing Top 10 on all social media. We're constantly posting things on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know your favorite Most Amazing Top 10 hosts a little better. Until next time, I've been Shade Arena, and I'll see you next time.